Good morning, y'all. It's Timidity. I'm out here looking pretty, but that's not related to this video. This video is going to be a bit of a dark topic, and it's very serious, so if you are someone who's dealt with sexual assault, coercion, or more, then you might not want to listen in. But this video is about a topic that really fucking pissed me off, okay? Toxic masculinity affects men as well, and I hate whenever I go on a post about women where someone tries to derail it by going, oh, well, who cares that women get raped or abused, because men get it too. Because there's usually never a conversation separate. Like, let me just say this. If you're the type of man that only brings up men being abused or hurt when it's to derail a conversation about women, and otherwise you do not have that conversation whatsoever, then you're a misogynistic piece of shit, and you really don't care about the health of men. I care about the health of men very fucking strongly. It's why I'm making this video and I can't figure out the right words to say, because trust me, I want to keep this video within 10 minutes so it gets spread out to multiple people. But the thing is, I've had so many experiences of men feeling unable to talk about how they fucking feel, or being in abusive relationships, or terrible, terrible trauma they've been through that they haven't felt able to tell any fucking body. If I wanted to talk about every single fucking experience, this video would not be 2 minutes or 10 minutes long. It would be 2 fucking hours. So I'm gonna try and get this started. First off, I want to say men should have more of a platform and more open availability to talk about how they feel without being pushed around or accused of being gay or what so fucking ever. Because trust me when I say, there are too many men on this planet who would be able to relate to each other and feel vulnerable if they did not get caught up in the idea of constantly needing to impress some other man. Like, it's just, I really wish that some people just kill their fucking ego, like whatever they feel for themselves or however they want other people to be like. Because trust me when I say there are more people out there. Like, for example, do you know how many men I've been with, talked to, who wanted to be so, you know, top game, top dog, whatever the fucking, you know, shad type people, who have actually said, oh, hey, I think I'm bisexual, or oh, hey, I'm bi-curious, I might be gay, I've had sex with a man, and I think I liked it, I don't know what that makes me, I'm confused. And they've told me this despite not even fully fucking knowing me. I've had men say that to me on, like, 20 minutes into a first fucking date, and they kept that shit buried for years. Or they'll say it like a few hours into a conversation just because they think, oh, she is a woman and she's more inclined to be more emotional. Because men are never, ever, ever, or just fucking rarely ever told, hey, you can talk about things and be vulnerable to the same extent as a woman, or just an average, normal, functioning human being. And it hurts me because the amount of men that I've known who have came to me, a complete stranger, about it and told me about it during like pillow talk or random acts of sex is like a scary amount, where if they simply had the conversation with other men who were open-minded or simply never taught bigotry in the first place, then the world would be entirely different. There wouldn't be as many closeted men out there, or as many men who are so confused or afraid of their own fucking peers. The world would be open, it would be wonderful. We would have fucking Pride Month or a Pride Day every fucking day. Like, I don't know, the world could be so fucking different if only men felt able to speak up. Give me a sec. And the amount of times I've been with men who also feel unable to even, like, fully, how do I put this? There's this belief that whenever I meet a man and it'll be like, hey, do you want to have sex? Or, hey, how... Like, I'm a very sexually liberated person, so sometimes I will just flat out ask, hey, so when do you think you want to have sex? Are you okay with doing it, like, if a date goes well, or do you prefer to wait to get to know a person? And they'll say something like, oh, well, I'm a guy, so I'll take it either way. And then, at first I thought, okay, haha, but then over time, even if I've slept with those type of men, they would end up, like, being fully withdrawn from it, or just clearly, like, not enjoying it whatsoever, or not getting any pleasure, or just tense, and you can see it in their face and their emotions. And then I'll just have to be like, stop, okay, hold on. Do you actually want to do this? Like, do you really feel like you're in the mood for this? And then they'll say no, and I'll say, why didn't you tell me sooner? And they would admit that it's because they were afraid. Because, like, you know, no one wants to go home and text their friends like, hey guys, I had a great day tonight, she was a lovely girl, I loved her personality, she was so gorgeous, she was so pretty, we talked about great topics, and have the asshole friends be like, yeah man, whatever, but did you hit? And trust me when I say, men do not like it when they do not get to hear some sort of, oh yeah, her tits were so big, her ass was so fat, blah blah blah, I was clapping that shit from the back, it sounded like a machine gun type shit. So if you just like, so many men feel like, oh, if I don't have sex with this woman, then she's gonna think I'm not interested, or she's gonna think I'm gay, or she might insult me, or she might hurt me. And do you know how much that fucking pisses me off, knowing that that shit can happen? Because no, trust me, the amount of times that I've had men get into bed and then be like, oh, actually, I didn't want to do this, or be like, oh, actually, I wasn't sure, or just really bad sex, where even if they don't admit it, it's like, okay, this guy wasn't as into it as he thought, he just did it because he thought he needed to. It upsets me. Because guess what? If you're a man or mask or just fucking anybody watching this video, look me in the eyes. You don't have to have sex with them. You don't need any excuse. You don't need any excuse whatsoever. If you want to say no to sex, you can say no. Practice in the mirror. Say, no thank you. I'm not interested. I'd rather get to know you better. I am very interested in you. I'm just not into that right now. I'd rather have a nice night. Just please, 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 please. As someone who struggles with consent herself and has trouble vocalizing it from years of trauma, let me just say, I would much rather have a man that says, oh, actually, I'm not interested in sex right now, I enjoy just a night with you. I would fucking love that. And in fact, with one of my best boyfriends ever, he fucking did that to me and I felt ecstatic, because it's like, holy shit, he knows how I feel and that he also struggles with consent, but he also just, yeah. And including that boyfriend in particular, his name is Patrick, he was a very amazing human being, the blonde one. He basically admitted that, like, one night when we drove up to some hills, I thought we were gonna fuck, but we didn't, and I was completely okay with that. I was actually ecstatic, because I thought, okay, cool, he actually likes me for me and doesn't just want to get in my pants. He admitted he has a past of women in high school lying, like, oh yes, I had sex with Patrick, it was so good, he has such a big dick, this and that, just for it to be like, he was so fucking creeped out because he never met any of these women. These were complete strangers or freshman girls saying this about him. But his friends who he wanted to impress so badly would be like, yeah, bro, did you hit? I heard you tap that. Did you fuck Victoria? And then he'd have to be like, yeah, I did. And yeah, she was okay. And he'd have to lie because he didn't want to be accused of being gay or have any negative consequences come from that, because he truly felt like he cannot speak up. And that's fucking scary. And to make this video, like, I don't know, I don't want to say too many people by name, but I'll just say, I've been with a scary amount of men who have admitted that they've been molested. Like, you know, I'll fuck a guy on the first date and then they'll decide, okay, clearly she had sex with me and clearly she's a woman, so she can remote to me or whatever. And then they'll tell me about how their neighbor might have molested them or their uncle, and how their family just told them to shut up about it, and that they would be seen as less of a man because of it, and that fucking shakes me to the core. Or they didn't tell any of their friends at all growing up because they didn't want to be accused of being gay or get hurt for that or anything. And it's scary. That's fucking scary. Do you know how many young boys are out there being molested right now because someone in their life has told them, oh, who cares how young you are, or who cares if you didn't want to or not, just be glad you got laid, son. That should never be the fucking case. There's just so much shit against men that really fucks me up. Like, the amount of men I've been with who've just opened up to me about their sexuality because they've been holding that shit in for fucking years. Or the amount of people, or men specifically, who have been in abusive relationships because someone told them, oh, who cares that your girlfriend hit you, you probably did something to deserve it. Or, oh, hey, sure, she slapped the fuck out of you and she spit in your face or whatever, but hey, like, she's a woman, she can't hurt you, and if you hit her back, you're a fucking asshole. That type of shit should not fucking fly. And do you know how many men I've had to coax out of toxic relationships because they truly did not see that, yes, their girlfriend is toxic. Yes, it's not normal to be hit by them as much. Yes, they should not get off on fucking mocking you. I know I haven't been the flawless girlfriend all the time. I know I'm not Princess Peach, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna just sit there and let this shit fucking fly, you know? I just find it fucking terrifying how often a man can be like, oh, wow, I haven't told, like, sure, I only knew you for 3 hours and I just told you all this word vomit within, like, 3 hours of texting, but wow, I haven't told anyone that information my entire life. I haven't told someone that for years. And it's like, you mean to tell me you have lifelong fucking friends who do not know anything about you, truly to your fucking core? They don't know shit about you. And that's why I think people need to normalize men talking to each other and being vulnerable, hugging. Do you know how many people have abusive parents and they don't speak about it? Do you know how many men are not fucking loved, or go their whole lives fucking unhugged, or thinking intimacy is just strictly for romantic partners and not a normal thing between normal friendships, or anything? there just should not be the amount of men that there are being so afraid to talk about themselves. There shouldn't be the amount of men who are afraid of getting, like, there shouldn't be the amount of men out here in abusive relationships, being shamed for their sexuality, being shamed for not having sex, being forced into having sex. None of that shit. I don't fuck with it. Period. Fuck you if you think that's right. Peace out.